Hello, Art 17 here, and we are in week 6, so we're going to talk about assignment number 10, which is near and far. There's two drawings to this, one near and one far. Uh, I'll show you some examples of that. There's two drawings, separate pages, and it's a near and far experiment. So basically, you're zooming in on part of the original drawing and making that your subject, which is going to be filling the page, enlarge in the where you're looking. All right, let's go back to basically it's something like this is cartoon, right? Not this. Don't draw this. I'm just showing you an example of what I'm talking about. So maybe this is your original drawing. It has subject matter probably in the front, like trees or whatever. And this house back here you want to focus in on in your second drawing. So you zoom in up to about this size when you're drawing, and your page is about here instead of this one being your far drawing. So there's something in the distance here you want to focus in on and bring up. Okay, that's basically what we're talking about. Zooming in on something in your original drawing. So there's got to be content. It can't be really simple. The first drawing should take you at least an hour or so to do, and then second drawing in about an hour to do. Okay, or maybe a little less, or a little more. Anyway, let's look at some other examples of what you might pick to do. Let's say you were to pick this, like castle in the back, and it has all these trails and stuff and trees here. And then you want to focus in on the castle back here for your second drawing. So this is your original drawing, and then the second drawing, you're going to focus in on zoom this castle up to where that's the biggest thing in the picture. So you won't see all the trees and the pathway. You'll see the castle. Maybe you want to focus in even further on it and do the witch's hat with the window right there. And focus in on that and draw that out and zoom it in to fit the page. And you're going to have that be the predominant subject matter, not any of this, because you've zoomed in on that. Okay? So let's look and see if we can find another example. How about this? So here's your original drawing with the pathway going down, converging lines showing the pathway appearing to get smaller and smaller as it goes in the distance. So that's the illusion of depth. Actually, this is about the same width. As you go back, if you were to walk down here, it would just appear to be the same width. But everything you looked at in front of you would appear to be getting smaller or closer together. All the trees, too. It's illusion of depth. We'll talk about that in a couple of assignments from now. Let's say this is your original drawing, and you're going to make your second drawing to focus in on the deer. And so you have a little square area here you're focusing in on, and you're zooming that whole out to fit this picture plane on the second drawing. Different page, and you're going to draw the deer. Or maybe just the deer's head, or part of the head. Just zoom it out into where, or zoom it in, out, zoom it in closer, so it looks near. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, and it doesn't have to be something like that. It could be, where are we here? Let's say cat drawings. So, you have a cat drawing. Let's say you have this cat drawing here. Here, this is your original drawing of a cat. And then you're going to focus in on that eye, or this eye, right? Let's do this eye. Big cat eye. So the second drawing, that eye is going to fit this whole page here. You're going to zoom in on it and capture the whole eye and then draw that for your second drawing. Could be any of these ideas, or cats or dogs. Doesn't have to. I'm just saying, I'm just using this as an example. So, you were to focus in on a cat. I have a cat that looks like that. And, then you're going to do the eye only. So bring this out for your second drawing. Zoom in on it. And then so the whole eye is fitting right in here, right? The whole eye, big eye. So that's what the whole project is, far and near drawings. Your original will be a certain subject matter, and then you're going to zoom in on that drawing. But like I say, if you did this cat, you would zoom in on the eye or whatever part of the cat you wanted to zoom in on. I think that's more interesting than the ear, but maybe not. It's up to you. Uh, but you draw that ear really good, and it's going to be huge in your picture plane. Okay, doesn't have to be cats. Doesn't have to. You can, whatever you want. Whatever it is, shade it though. Don't draw stuff like this because it has no shading. That has no shading. This has a little, but not much, and it's a cartoon drawing. I want sort of realism. Okay. So don't do the cartoon stuff. Do the more real stuff. Let me go back to the previous one that I was looking at. Um, this one. There's some other ideas down here. There's the deer again, right? So, it could be something like this. And you're going to focus in on that lantern. After you've drawn this, you drew all this, I know it's color, but you just look at color and put it into graphite, whatever the lightest colors are. Those are going to be the lightest graphite. The darkest colors are going to be the darkest graphite, and everything in between. That's how you use graphite instead of color. You have to determine what the lightest colors are. And then you're going to put that into the light, very lightest graphite. And then the dark stuff, like these tree trunks and the sky, are the darker ones, the darker graphite. 7 different levels. But you're going to focus in on part of this drawing, maybe the lantern, maybe the dog, maybe the dog's head. Whatever it is, zoom in on it so it fits the whole page for your second drawing. All right, so that's basically it. Let's go with that. And I was going to talk a little bit about the midterm presentation, which is coming up in week 8. It's a PowerPoint, Google Slides, or video. It doesn't have to be one of the, it could be either one. A video of you talking, showing images would be fine too, if you can get that together. Or just PowerPoint or Google Slides. You're basically going to show 5 or more images of what you're talking about, examples. And you're going to have text, and you're going to provide your own artwork on this subject as well. So it could be anything in art. It could be an artist, a particular artist, old or new, or somebody I don't know, or maybe most people don't know. It could be on any artist or an art style, like painting or drawing or watercolor, oil, pastel, anything like that. Or it could be an art movement, which there were several: Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, Modernism, abstract expressionism, and pop art, and performance art, and on and on and on. Abstract, serialism, all those were art movements. So you could talk about that, or a particular artist in that, one of those. Or it can be something different than what we do, rather than drawing and painting in this class. It could be about ceramics or tattoo art, cake art, performance art. I said that already. What else? Costume, jewelry, makeup art. All these things are artistic. So whatever it is that you pick for your subject, I want to see good content, about 5 minutes long to watch and read this. So a good 5 minutes. Time yourself, like when you're getting done or close to be done. Time yourself reading it at a normal speed and looking at the images for 30 seconds or something. And time yourself. All right. And then the main thing is that you need to do a piece of work that relates to this subject, whatever it is. So if you're doing something about Van Gogh, then you would do a Van Gogh take on your own take on his paintings, or something else, watercolor, like William Homer Homer. I forget his last name. Anyway, watercolors, uh, or something like that. Whatever the artist, it doesn't matter. Gauguin or somebody like that. Various ones. It doesn't have to be somebody we know, like a famous artist like that either. But you would do a take on their artwork, your impression of it. Okay, whatever it is. Now, it doesn't have to be drawing and painting. Like I said, if you do ceramics outside of class, or woodwork, or some other some other form of art that you do, that you can show some of your work as well, some examples of your work, then that's required in the PowerPoint, Google Slide, or your video. So that's it in a nutshell. I'll talk about it again in the next weeks before it's due. We're in week 6, so that's due by the end of week 8. Okay, you don't have to send it early. In week 8, have it ready and send it to me in an attachment. Okay, and we'll talk about it again, so that this is not the only time I'll talk about it. And if you have any questions about what you can do for your presentation, let me know, and we'll discuss it. Give me some ideas. All right, so that's it for now, and get your near and far drawings together. There's two separate drawings, near and far, and then we'll talk with you on Wednesday. Thank you.